Bob, I'm gonna keep playing till you tell me to stop.
You guys want an encore? Yeah. Okay.
Boy, did that hour fly by or what? I want to sing this one too, my friend Jim, who's looking down from heaven now. This is about an old cowboy named Jim. Jim always reminded me of an old cowboy. Oh, Jim, Jim, I wore a tie today, the first one that I ever wore. You'd have said I looked like a dummy by the dry goods store. Oh, Jim, the preacher said a lot of things, but I didn't hear a word he said. My mind kept wandering back down the trail, back to the good times we had. Riding rage in the sun and the rain, panning for gold on the cup. We did everything in the books, I guess, and a lot that they never thought of. Oh, Jim, Jim, so you're riding on ahead. Well, if that's how it's going to be, when you reach those streets paved with gold, Jim, stake a claim out for me. We did everything we could for you, Jim, but your fever just wouldn't go down. So we put you in a wagon, Jim, and today we got you back to town. When we got here, you was gone, Jim. There wasn't anything anybody could do. They dressed you in a fancy suit and necktie, so today we wore one too. Riding her through the sun and the rain, panning for gold on the cup. We did everything in the books, I guess, and a lot that they never thought of. Oh, Jim, Jim, so you're riding on ahead, if that's how it's going to be. When you reach those streets paved with gold, Jim, stake a claim out for me. Thank you.
Hey, give Brad another hand. Let's see, did I mention that the Jersey Pete and Jabba Joe are going to be here next Sunday? Okay, listen, if you like this, tell people. If you don't like it,
don't tell anybody.
right. Listen, Lisa, where's Lisa? Come on up here and say what you needed to say.
I didn't take the opportunity at Jim's funeral to speak, and I really regretted that. I wasn't really in his life that long. I probably met him, I don't know, maybe 4 years or 5 years ago here. And I would come in, and my mom would sit with all of her friends from where she lives, and I spotted Jim. He'd walk up so everly slow up here and get up here and sing. And one day he sang one of my grandfather's songs that he used to sing, and it melted my heart. And the next song he sang a song to the lady that he had in his life then. I think her name was Barb, correct? Pat, sorry. Anyways, so she was sitting in the chair over where Jim always sat, and she sang her like some kind of a love song. And so I'm kind of a big girl, and I was sitting in the way, and so then I started getting even bigger, and I'm like, man, I turned around and told her, he's singing to me, you know, whatever, this love song. And he came over and got his way back, he reached over, he goes, you're a little shit. And I said, yeah, he goes, that's the way I like him. And he sat down or whatever, and from then on we were friends. And then he lost her, and Linda came up to me one day and she goes, I know you got a little special thing with Jim and we're worried about him with depression and he's not coming as much and he's not singing and can you please see if you can get him back up on the mic. So I went over and worked my little, smart remarks to him or whatever and said, can you please sing some funny songs of my grandfather's? And sure enough, he got back up and never stopped. In the meantime, my mom started coming over and sitting with us every once in a while, and him and her got to talking about things, and he ended up, this man did not know about miles. He did not care. If he wanted to go somewhere, he went. Like, it didn't matter. He'd get in a car and drive for hours. It didn't matter. Snow, no matter. So he would come up to Crystal Lake and up to Stanton to the Pearl and, do the jams with my mom. And one day I went up to the cottage and he was there. And he comes, he's sitting down thinking all of a sudden he's gone. I didn't know where he went. And so there's like a hill at my mom's cottage and we're sitting down on a swing and all of a sudden here he comes out with his swim shorts, like these teal, something some 30-year-old kid would wear. He's got this cane, he's cobbling down the walk, whatever, and I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna fall, and oh my God, I'm like all worried. He gets to the edge of the lake and he throws his cane behind him and he walks straight into the lake and goes swimming. I'm like, what the heck? So he's out there swimming and all of a sudden, I didn't hear Jim swear too much unless he was calling me a little shit, and so all of a sudden I'm like hearing him and he's like, damn it. He's like, little bastards. I'm sorry about the swear words, but he was like saying that, and I was like, that's really weird for Jim. And I come to find out the little bluegills were eating the blood mold, like on his belly and stuff. He was out there, so that was really funny. We ended up kidnapping him from Colleen, and we took him down to Florida one time, and I had him in this Buick Lucerne, and he was in the front seat, and Mom was in the back, and I was trying to play old country music or whatever, and every time he'd say who it was and what album it was from and what year it was from, and he'd sing every word, and I was like, Jim, is there any songs that you don't know? And he goes, I don't think so. So I started, I'm like, I'm going to get him, so I get on Pandora, and I'm playing all these old songs. I don't even know who these Fair and Young and all these people are. I'm like looking them up, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get him this time. Oh no, in 19 hours of driving, 2 songs the man didn't know. And I told him that I liked one from Rio Bravo and about my pony and me, and I'll be damned if he didn't learn and sang it to me. So I just love the man. I did a few things for him. I made him a leather thing that said McQuarrie on his cane and gave it to him, and it melted his heart. And it was such a little thing for me to do. And I took him fishing out on the pontoon boat, and he was very, very grateful and kept telling me, thank you, you didn't have to take this old man fishing. And to me, that's nothing, whatever. I just did a couple little things for him. It meant the world to him, which I could never understand, but he had no idea the mustard seed I gave to him and the mountain that he gave to me, because the love that he showed and the care, concern, the humbleness, the grounding, the honesty that man would so quietly give you, that was so grounded.
Amen.
He was an amazing legend, and I can't say it enough. They don't make them like that no more. And they broke the mold with Jim, and I wish that I could have had him in my life longer. But the biggest thing he did for me is he showed my mom the way a man should treat a woman. And he treated her with respect and loved her as much or as little as she needed. And I will always love and appreciate him for that. So thank you guys for sharing your dad with my mom and for being so kind. And everybody else, he was an amazing man. Let's give him one big round. Because I think when he walked into heaven, he took one healthy step with a 30-year-old body, and there was 1 million people there, and a horse named Coyote to greet him.
This guitar that's on the back wall has in the corner here. That's Jim's picture on it, and the song that he really liked to do was what Brad sang, The Fireman. So we got that up there as a tribute to him. He's going to be missed. Hope you guys stay around for the jam. You might have a little bit of fun. Never know. How'd I do, Linda?
Great.
Okay.